Hey guys, welcome back to Brett and Lena's Healthy Gourmet Vid Bits. We're going to call this bit a Fit-a-Bit, or a bit of fitness. A lot of requests coming in on the computer here, a lot of requests for people who want to kind of cut back on some calories but not give it any taste. Our good friend Craig stopped by, a good neighbor of ours stopped by to see what's going on here, so I have a little company today at the house, and I'm going to go ahead and make a nice kale and butternut squash quesadilla. Now, if you want to keep it vegetarian, you certainly can, or if you want to add a little chicken breast to it, you can do that. A little bit of chopped steak, you can do that as well. So we're going to make it a variety today, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and use the cutter. My handy best friend in the kitchen right here is the kitchen cutter. And a lot of folks want to know how I get the squash looking like this. Well, after you take that big squash, slice it in half, you're going to have some wedges like that. So I would recommend, again, cutting it down the center like this. And you want to use about a half of butternut squash to get yourself about a cup of shredded butternut squash using the number 2 cone. Again, cut that squash like this, using a nice sharp knife right down the center. After you cut it in half, make those strips, and then go ahead and take that little sharp knife you have and just circle it out like that. Okay? And then we'll use these inside the large skillet along with that kale for the quesadillas. Let's do one more here. And I'm probably going to be a little short on butternut squash. This is actually what we had left over from our last show. So you probably want to use a full half of butternut squash. Let's take that number 2 cone, lock that machine down on the countertop, get a nice good lock, turn the handle, lock it down, take that strip, set it on top, turn the handle, and there's your nice shredded butternut squash using the number 2 cone. Turn that handle. And let's do one more butternut squash strip on top. Pinky finger, ring finger on the outside. Turn the handle. All right. Now, I want to take that butternut squash and put it into my preheated large skillet. Have your skillet preheated. You want to add a little olive oil to your large skillet first. And then you can drop a little bit of butter in there as well. Don't need a lot of butter. Let that go ahead and cook up a little bit. Work it around in the large skillet. I'm going to crank that up to number 4. Between 4 and 5 is good. We call that a medium-high on the gas range. Then we'll take that butternut squash, drop it inside there, and we'll season a little bit using a little Himalayan salt, a little pepper, and chili powder. Okay. Now you want to cook this until it becomes golden brown. Add a little sea salt to it, or Himalayan salt. Don't need a lot. A little pinch goes a long way. And then let's throw a little pepper inside there as well. And a little chili powder, a little kick. Let that cook until it becomes nice and golden brown. Once that becomes brown, we're going to take it out of the large skillet, set it on a plate, then we'll drop our kale inside here. Okay, now that we have our butternut squash cooked up real nice, let's take it out of your large skillet, set it on a plate to the side, using your same large skillet. Add a little more olive oil to that, drop some kale inside there, cook that kale for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll combine everything together. In the meantime, I also want to add these tortillas to our large saute pan. Drop a little bit of kale inside there, mix it up a little bit like that. I'll drop the cover on the kale. Take a couple tortillas. I have a saute preheated behind me. Take your tortillas, make them nice and warm. your saute pan. And then if you want to get them crispy, you can take a little bit of butter on your square griddle, like that. We're going to add a little Mexican cheese to it. You can add a little Monterey Jack, your favorite cheese, cheddar cheese. Also, add a little fresh red cabbage to it. I'll lock down that cutter again. You like red cabbage, Craig?
Yeah.
Good. A little red cabbage to it like this. You want to add a little onion to it, you certainly can. You want to add some tomato to it, you certainly can. You can add whatever you want to it. Let me cut this tomato up a little bit. Toss that kale a couple more times. Kale's kind of like spinach, not going to wilt as much, but it will cook down a little bit. So you add a little more kale to it as you're cooking it. Throw it in there. I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes. Put the butternut squash back inside there. Then we'll take our tortillas. They're nice and brown. The square griddle right now, number 5. Heat that up a little bit. We're going to put everything together on top of these, sandwich them down, put a lid on top of it, melt that cheese, and we'll be ready to eat. While we're waiting on the kale and the tortillas, I'm going to make something very simple yet very delicious. I've been making this for quite some time. You can purchase any type of salsa you like. You're a big fan of On the Border
Yes,
salsa. I am too. You can buy this big jug of On the Border salsa. I think it's at Sam's Club for like $3 or $4. But here's the trick. Here's the real rub. And I can't believe the response I get with this. This is super simple. I've been doing this probably since 1998 for a long time. Take 1/2 or 1 whole avocado, like that. Okay? And then you want to mash up the avocado with a fork. And all you're going to do is add the salt to the avocado. And I don't know what it is, but people literally go nuts when they try this. It's very simple. It's very delicious. Okay, you can probably get away with a half, but I recommend a whole. I had a half one left over. It's so simple, yet very delicious. And you'll take this On the Border salsa, your favorite brand of salsa, add it inside. This turns into a nice, easy, simple guacamole. Add it like this, like that. I even added a clove of garlic to this, minced up garlic, and put it inside the food processor. Makes a really good guacamole, but this is absolutely delicious. This is going to be the salsa, or the guacamole we're going to use for the fajitas today. If you want to get creative, my wife, Lena, is a huge fan of Faye, Greek yogurt. A dash of this, or you can use sour cream if you want. We're trying to keep it healthy and light. Drop that in there, okay? And then give it a quick little mix like this. All right, let's check on tortillas. Flip. Nice and crispy and brown. Now let's add the butternut squash to the kale, just like that. Add a quick toss. When you'll see what we have going on here. How's that look, Craig? Good enough to eat?
That looks good.
Now we're going to go ahead and make our fajitas. You have 2 small tortillas. We're using the multi-grain ones. I'm going to grab the Mexican blend cheese right on top of one of those tortillas like this. Then we'll add our squash and kale like that. Okay. Let's sandwich this up. Close it up like that. I have my big, flat, fat spatula. Here we go. If you want to put a lid on that, let that cheese melt a little bit, you certainly can. Cover it up a little bit, make it nice and soft, tender. Any lid works fine. Set it on top like that. Let that cheese melt, give it a couple seconds, and we're going to go ahead and slice it in half with our world's famous guacamole dip. All right. Let's go ahead and cut that in a few pieces. Get a nice cut like this. And flip it around like that. Cut like that. And that's kale and butternut squash quesadilla. If you want to add the chicken breast, you certainly can. You can add some fresh tomatoes to it. Super fast, super easy. Let's add our famous little salsa to it. I put that right in the center like that. Okay? And then the next one we'll do, we can add a little red cabbage to the next one. You want to put a little cilantro on top of that. You certainly can. You can put it on the inside. Have fun with this. Get creative. I mean, that's the basic foundation. You want to try that?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Give that a shot.
All right. Let's see what happens. It's hot.
Let's see. What do you think? Would you order it again?
Absolutely.
Very
good.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. There you have it. Neighbor Craig gives it the thumbs up. So give it a shot. And stick around because I'm going to do another one. And then we'll use the chicken breast and a little tomato on the next one. So we're back. I'm going to do another fajita. Still use a little bit of cheese on top. The one I made for Craig there has no meat in it at all. It's a vegetarian quesadilla. This one we're going to add a little chicken and tomato to. Take that chicken, set it right on top of that cheese, and then I want to add a little red cabbage to it. And then we'll sandwich it up, cover it up, cook it up, and then we'll serve it up. Okay, so that was a couple minutes on your square griddle. We have our chicken inside this one here. Again, we're going to cut that up, make some slices out of it. And there you have it. You want to try one with chicken, Craig? Where's that plate of yours?
Right here. Okay.
Give that a shot. See how right. You want a little of the magic guacamole on top of that?
It's good with the chicken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can go either way. With chicken, without chicken. Add your tomatoes to it. If you want to add a little sliced steak to it, that works fine. Have fun with this. So there you have it. Remember, keep it quick, keep it healthy, keep it simple, and always make it delicious. Until next time, you guys, take care.